Hello everyone and welcome back to the Odious Soul. My name is Shannon and this video is going to be about what I believe the 9 clues in the poem are. We have had a lot of new searchers to this hunt and a lot of new subscribers to my YouTube channel, and I really have been asked so many times, what do I believe are the 9 clues and why do I believe that? So I thought, hey, let's do a video on it. So let's start off with this lovely poem by Forrest Fenn, all right? So, as I have gone alone in there, with my treasures bold, I can keep my secret where, and hint of riches new and old. Now, Forrest has said that begin it where warm water's hot is the first clue. He has said that. That is what he has said. So, my clues, my 9 clues, start with begin it where warm water's hot. So I'm just going to highlight this, make it a little bigger, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to highlight it. So that's, to me, that's clue number 1. Begin it where warm water's hot. And take it in the canyon down, not far but too far to walk, put in below the home of Brown. When he did that New Zealand radio show, he has said that it's that stanza right there sounds like 3 or 4 clues. Well, in my opinion, I believe it is 4 clues. So to me, when you read it, begin it where warm water's hot is one place on the map. And take it in the canyon down is a second place on the map. Not far but too far to walk is a third place on the map. And put in below the home of Brown is the 4th place on the map. So those are the first 4 clues. From there, it's no place for the meek. I believe that's clue number 5. All right. And so you guys can see that a little bit better. Let me highlight it wet. Okay. The end is ever drawing nigh. Well, that looks like clue number 6 to me. There will be no paddle up your creek. That looks like another good clue. Just heavy loads and water high. Boy, that sounds like another clue too. All right. So right there, that's 8. So if you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. Now, my 9 clues stop at the word cease. To me, that just makes sense, okay? Like, you begin it where it tells you to begin, and you stop and you find the chest where you hear the word cease, okay? So these 2 lines right here is my last 9, okay? Is my 9th clue, last clue. All right, so what is all this other stuff? We have like a whole 3.5 stanzas. What is that, you might be asking? Well, to me, one of the important things that Forrest has done with this poem is he's made it a legitimate title, for us to claim the treasure when we do find it. He has said he has gone in there alone with his treasures. All right, I'm just highlight treasures. He has said that he left his trove. What kind of trove? Well, a treasure trove, okay? And if you find it, okay, he's giving you title to the gold, all right? So he's giving you title to his treasure trove, which is very important, okay? So him distinguishing it as a treasure trove is very important when it comes to land rights, what you can do on certain properties. It is important to distinguish it as that. It's important to distinguish it not as lost property. It's important to distinguish all this. So there is reasons behind it. He has said that he has spent money on lawyers, making sure that this treasure, is done in a way that will be protected, and, he's good with it. And he knew what he was doing. He was an architect of this poem. He knew what he needed to put in here to make it safe for us to go find it and keep it. So when I read this, that's what I get. But I also get more clues than that, okay? So I believe that he is going into a place. The question is what is he going into? Is he going into a national forest? Is he going into some kind of river? Is he going into a waterfall? Like that I do not know, but he's going into some place. So when you are looking at an area, what can you say can you say that he's going into some place? All right. I don't think, like, you gotta, let's think, obviously this is way out there, but a landing strip at an airport. You don't go into a landing strip on an airport, you go onto a landing strip. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're looking at your area. What area can you go into? Because he went in there. So what area can you go into? All right. So the part where he says, Terry scant with marvel gaze, just take the chest and go in peace. This could have many different meanings and many different reasons why. It, like, don't stop and look at the chest, just take the chest and go in peace, but why? Is it an area that we need to be respectful of? Is it an area that people can see us, so we need to hurry up, grab the chest, and get our butts out of there? He did make a comment about when he went back to the car the first time to get the rest of the goods. He chuckled to himself and he was surprised that nobody was around. So is it an area that normally is populated or normally has people? So that part can mean a lot of different things. Go in peace. It could be related to a church or to a cemetery, even though he said it's not in a cemetery, but it could be related to. I know I pointed out in one of my first videos how at the Madison slide, there are lots of people that lost their lives during that earthquake and are still buried under that slide. So there is a memorial rock there. Is that someplace, where it's not necessarily a cemetery, but lots of people died. So it could be a place of mourning or respect, or, what I'm getting at. So that line, I think it does have meaning, but I don't think we can conclude what that meaning is until we find the place, and then it'll make more sense to us. So why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all to seek? Again, this is just setting it up for legal reasons. The answers I already know. I've done it tired and now I'm weak. That I'm not quite sure if he just threw it in there to to make it rhyme. Or if it has more meaning. And again, I think once you get to the place, it might pull more meaning, but I have yet to literally find anything where that connects me to that line, hardcore. So hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. So hear me all and listen good could be a play on a lot of things. I know people have pulled out information of different, like, Indians, different, like, speeches, important people. It could just be a legal standpoint, hear me all, listen good. The effort will be worth the cold. I personally do believe that there is some kind of water crossing. I don't think you have to cross the Rio Grande, in spring runoff. That's not what I'm saying, but I do believe that there is probably some water crossing, because what else would be cold? Why else would you, now as a fisherman, if you have waders on, you're pretty much used to, being in cold waters, and that's just something you deal with and you get insulated and all that fun stuff. But for some reason, I do believe that there is a water crossing involved somewhere. And for reasons that we won't go into in this video. If you are brave and in the wood, so I do believe there is some kind of wood. If you also have to remember, like, Winnie the Pooh lives in the 100-acre wood. I know it's more common probably in the UK to hear it, but wood is not as big as a forest, but it can be like a hedgerow, like along a field, like the woods that separate, or the wood that separates, two fields from each other. Usually it's not as dense as a forest per se as woods, but wood is usually a smaller patch of wood. So I do believe there is some wood that we're talking about. And I give you title to the gold. Again, him setting up a legal precedent for us to be able to claim ownership of the treasure, whether he is here or not on this earth. Okay, so so those are my 9 questions. I mean, not questions, 9 clues. And that's what I believe. I know a lot of people believe, in the 9 sentence part. They believe in punctuation. I do not believe punctuation matters one bit. Forrest has said punctuation does not matter. Forrest has said he's a rebel and he doesn't like it when people tell him where to put a comma. Why would a man set it up where 9 sentences equals 9 clues if he doesn't give a rat's, what about punctuation and what people think about punctuation. To me, that doesn't make any sense. So if you want to be a poem purist and believe in the 9 sentences, feel free. That is totally your choice. And when you find the treasure, you can rub it in my face that I was wrong. But until then, I just don't, that's not the way I'm going. So, at all. That's not the way I'm going at all. So anyway, here you go. Here are my 9 clues. Here is what I believe the poem is talking about. And here is my treasure map to the, to the treasure. So, thank you. I'm sure you will definitely leave your comments about what you think and how I'm wrong or if I'm right. So I love hearing your guys' feedback. You know, I love it. I love it. I love it. Please remember to keep your comments nice, even if you disagree. Politeness is so much better than being mean and horrible and nasty. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it, and I really can't wait to see what you guys say. Take care. Have a good one.